Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.
Rinse knows that greatness takes time, but so does laundry. So Rinse will take your laundry and hand deliver it to your door expertly cleaned. And you can take the time pursuing your passions. Time once spent sorting and waiting, folding and queuing, now spent challenging and innovating and pushing your way to greatness. So pick up the Irish flute or those calligraphy pens or that daunting beef Wellington recipe card and leave the laundry to us. Rinse. It's time to be great.
This is Optimal Living Daily, Life Lessons from a Closet Door by Angelina Lee of exploringplanb.com. And I'm Justin Malik, and we're going to get right to it and continue optimizing your life. Life Lessons from a Closet Door by Angelina Lee of exploringplanb.com. An unexpected result of staying home for the last few months has been the growing list of minor repairs to be done around the house. While each item on the list is negligible on its own, all of the items together demonstrate a comprehensive account of reasonable wear and tear. None particularly noticeable, all glaringly obvious the longer we stay indoors. The item at the top of our list was the replacement of the bifold closet doors that separate our laundry facilities from the kitchen. While not a difficult venture in theory, the opening of the closet in relation to a tall kitchen cupboard made the details a little tricky. It's for this very reason that the original closet doors, which came with the house when we first moved in, remained broken for so long and stayed wide open, making the space look and feel cluttered. For years, we rationalized what we would do to effect the repairs. The opening of the closet was a set width, and so each pair of the bifold closet doors had to be a certain width in order to fit. Easy enough. But then we had to factor in the kitchen cupboard. There was no way that a door of the required width could happily coexist with a kitchen cupboard, which is why the original doors fell into disrepair in the first place. And so our focus shifted to the kitchen cupboard itself. We couldn't move it because there was nowhere else we could put it. We couldn't decrease its width because that would render it impractical. We couldn't get rid of it altogether because it provided crucial storage space. And so with our focus fixed on the kitchen cupboard, the old closet doors remained broken and splayed open, mocking us relentlessly as they aired our dirty laundry. With the extended time at home, we became determined to remedy this issue. Again, we revisited every option and were quickly reminded why each couldn't work. And then something shifted. It wasn't the closet, it wasn't the cupboard, it was our perspective. What if we installed one wide pair of doors and one narrow pair of doors instead of two pairs of doors of equal width, my husband suggested. That way, the door closest to the cupboard will open freely. Simple as that. After years of focusing on the kitchen cupboard because we took it for granted that the closet doors had to look a certain way in order to work, this simple shift in perspective was enough to solve our predicament easily without having to spend excessive amounts for custom work. Within a week, we bought the closet doors, one pair wider than the other, and had them installed. We are amazed at how well they work. This had me thinking, how often do we assume that what we think we need to do or who we think we need to become is right because of some preconceived standard? Just like the closet opening, we take certain measurements and believe them to be concrete, measurements of success, measurements of productivity, measurements of influence. Instead of focusing on the actual space that we occupy, on the dreams, desires, and ideals that we hold dear, we set our eyes on things that cannot be easily changed. Things like expectations, things like obligations, things like the opinions of others. But just like with our closet, choosing to focus on the unchangeable and measuring our standards to suit that yardstick only results in brokenness. Like those doors, when we measure ourselves by the expected rather than by what we know we need, what truly works for us in our present space, we end up failing to do the very thing for which we were purposed. Our abilities lie dormant. But the moment our perspective shifts from the factors over which we have no control to our own physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional space, we are much better equipped to create our own solutions, solutions that may seem unconventional, solutions that may not be what others expected, but solutions that work perfectly for you because they cater to the space that you are in. When we turn away from what we should do and instead focus on what we know we need, we get creative. We begin to craft a life that works, not because it somehow measures up, but because it fits. It may not fit the expected, but it fits your space, your very unique, authentic space. So the next time we take a look at our list of minor repairs, the areas of our lives that need some tender care and attention, I wonder what would happen if we shifted our focus. If instead of applying society's measure of success, we measured the desires of our heart. If instead of using expectation as our yardstick, we embraced authenticity as our greatest tool. If instead of following the opinions of others, we listen to that still, small voice that knows exactly what we need. Just like those doors, I'm willing to bet that we'll be amazed at just how well that would work. You just listened to the post titled Life Lessons from a Closet Door by Angelina Lee of exploringplanb.com. And I'll be right back with my commentary. Have you been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your tech? Good news, the wait is over. Dell Tech Day's annual sales event is here, and they're celebrating their best customers with fantastic deals on the latest PCs like the Dell 14 Plus with Intel Core Ultra processors. They've also got incredible perks like Dell Rewards, fast free shipping, premium support, price match guarantee, and more. And while you're upgrading your PC, you may as well go all out because they're also offering huge deals on their premium suite of monitors and accessories. You know what that means? That's right, you can get a whole new setup with amazing savings. Clearly, this is a sale you don't want to miss. Visit Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athletic-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Thank you to Angelina. I love when everyday problems turn into these bigger life lessons. For me, they feel a bit stickier. We can remember the story and the lesson a bit easier. And this one's a great reminder about how we can get so fixated on the wrong thing. They spent years looking at the kitchen cupboard thinking that was the problem when really the solution was just to think differently about the closet doors themselves. I think we do that all the time. We assume something has to be a certain way because, well, that's just how it's done or how we've always seen it. I've definitely experienced this with the businesses I've started over the years. Most of them didn't work out, and this podcast is the only one still going. But I think part of what made this one work is that I stopped trying to force it into what I thought a business should look like, and instead focused on what actually worked for me and what I could do every day for years and years. So easy to look at what everyone else is doing and think that's the standard we have to meet. But like she said, that just results in brokenness. So maybe today we can think about where we're focused on the wrong thing. Where are we trying to make something fit that just doesn't? And what would happen if we shifted our perspective? If we stopped asking, what should this look like? And started asking, what actually works for me? Hopefully that helps, but I'll leave it there. I appreciate you being here and listening every day. Thank you for that. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.